One of the themes of Sur Moomal Rano is on the question some of the readers of Shab Latif Bhitai often ask from me, which I thought to address now. It is one of the most intriguing, rather the most contested and disputed questions about integrity of the palace of Kag and Moomal and other damsels with her. And the question is, was Moomal a seductress? Was she simply a courtesan, captivating powerful men through her beauty, charm, and allure? Historically, a courtesan was not just a transitory companion for intimacy. She was also an exceptionally cultured woman who moved within elite circles of wealthy nobles and patrons. Her influence also rested upon refinement, etiquettes, conversation, wit, you name it, sophistication, and her trend persona in arts and aesthetics. Her social grace was artistic instead of relationships, physical and transactional dimensions only. Physical and transactional dimensions were there, but not only those. So Bhitai shows kings and noblemen falling under Momal's spell. Men abandon reason, lose composure, and become consumed by their fascination with her. So, but in Bhitai, really, we ask this question: is he really portraying her as a woman who ensnares men? Maybe yes. So see what Bhitai says: "Sonavar sodyu rupe randyugan, agar otakan me khathuryu khatan." ओत्याऊं अंबीरजा मथे ताक तड़न बाटन बेलू बधियूं पस्यो सूह सड़न थिया लाहूती लतीफ चए पसण लाइ पिरन इजे था अचन काक ककोरिया कापड़ी. So Raisa is radiant like the gold. Women and Moomal and others were playing with rupees. Aloe were burning in their house, and musk fragranced their courts. For a bath, they liberally poured heavy quantity of amber. The bold lovers stood in rows of twos to meet Moomal, and the sight of her beauty simply consumed them. And then Latif says, they have renounced the world and turned ascetic after meeting the beloved. So surely those seekers, Patai says, who are dyed red by the Kak Mahal, Kaka Kakoria Kapri, they would turn up there any moment. So this is what Patai says, which shows they played with money. But my question is that, so what if she was a courtesan or a seductress? I mean, why to ask this question? I mean, that she's a good woman or not, as far as uh, she's in deep love. She pursued her lover, and now she's heroine of Shabnati Pitai's poetry. Bitai's poetry carries two larger narratives about Moomal. Both are diverging in nature. And one narrative is that at places Bitai shows that the turning point comes in their life, in their love life of Moomal and Rano, when Rano mistakenly believes that he had found Moomal with another man. And he walks out in anger, feeling being deceived. And Bitai says, "Jit raya ranan khe chandan chikka kare, utte unni bheniye, hane unni bheniye, var varaka de, sodho sunya kare, Moomal mare halyo." So, at the place where Moma had once attracted kings by the fragrance of her hair, massaged with the sandalwood oil, and then kindled love's flames in them, it is stark desolation at present. The fact is that Rano or Sodho had deserted Moomal and desolated her world. So, and in one of the dastans, but I also admonishes her, but I says, Rano bhai rand, vanyo kiya rai hai. वर वडूणो इएं जीअं पर पुॼतो ए पांद हाय भगई हे कांद सोढो सारींदी घणो. So but I says the crucial word here, I mean, I'm saying that, but I used word bhayo, that he says that the way you took Rano for granted and brought another man close to you. और बेटा इसे संग करे सी सिंह कंध में फेरिज कदहीं और संग करे सी शींह और सिंह कंध में फेरिज कदहीं रमज राणे पुठ में नृतऊ मंझा नीह ईअं म वस ज आम ते जीअं मूमल वसन मींह संदे हशर ॾींहं सोढो सारींदीअ घणो. So once you commit yourself to a lion or to someone noble, never turn your back on him. And follow Rano everywhere in affection. Do not scatter your affection to all and sundry like the monsoon rain does. What a simile Vita is using. And he says that at the end of the day, you will regret and miss him hugely. And so I think in Vitai's version, love demands constancy, integrity, and responsibility. So this is one of the versions. The another version of the story Vitai tells is actually that she was sleeping with her sister, who ostensibly was wearing a dress that perhaps made her look like a man. So Ranu came and he saw it and got enraged, as he interpreted as betrayal, put as a stick as a mark between the both sleeping women, and left the palace forever, and left her forever. And Vitai says, how Moomal implores him, how Moomal tries to convince him. There's another version. She says, Toke malum muju soda sabi, agandu arwa ke aye oi, vehkamu vai puchayo puchapahi. Oh, Soda, you know all my lapses, but in spite of them, I depend on you as the only heaven or anchor or anchorage for my soul. I'm very restless, hence I'm inquiring all the time about you from wayfarers. So this is Moomal. Meanwhile, see the bad. I mean, she also says that indai mote mendra vadi jad kaya hai. Varan na hoye valaha hund jatte mu jagaye. The sutiye ji sanyaye soda sigyai the. He asked them, You were so unfair that you came and left immediately. Were you not my man or my husband? You could have stayed for a while and awakened me. You would have learned immediately as to who was sleeping with me. And so those both versions are very powerfully mentioned by Shabnati Pitai. And both versions means I want to say that Pitai has done complete justice to Momal, and then he has done justice to Rano as well, that a man who sees a woman with someone, and then of course he will feel that, and the woman who's not sleeping with someone, definitely, so she has to explain. So Bhitai is constantly doing that, and that, carrying both of the versions. So just think how Bhitai portrays both narratives and endorses both, but he focuses how the perception leads minds in love. For him, the tragedy begins not with infidelity, but with perception. So coming back to the topic, what if a courtesan also can fall in love and spend her entire life lamenting for one man? Why that's not possible and why that's a taboo? A courtesan can also abandon luxury, status, comfort, and prestige to wander in pain or separation. It looks awkward socially. I don't know why, but a courtesan can also potentially become the embodiment of fidelity, longing, sacrifice, and grief. So, given that, if a Moomal, uh, as a courtesan, turned as a woman submerged in virtues of love, and that is the reason I think Bhitai made her heroine, and Bhitai very dearly sings her in his poetry. So, as in the entire sur, Shah Bhitai makes Moomal spend her life remembering, waiting, searching, grieving, and remaining faithful to the love that has already abandoned her out of suspicion. So isn't it enough virtue to vouch for Moomal's being a virtuous woman, or rather a virtuous lover? The deeper philosophical question of the sur is not whether Moomal was guilty or seductress, or Rano's mind was replete with suspicion or qualms. The most profound question or thought is that how Bhitai finds her enough worthy to sing her. And finally, the deeper insight the sur gives us is whether human beings ever truly see one another in love. How many relationships collapse, or are damaged or collapsed because of the assumptions and suspicion? How often do we mistake appearance for reality? How often does certainty destroy love? And in the end, Surmumal Rano becomes much more than a romantic tale, much more than a story of fidelity or infidelity, much more than calling in question the integrity of Moomal and her character. And perhaps that is why the Sura still feels contemporary today. We learned from Moomal Rano that in a relationship, be that man or a woman, the fidelity is indispensability, and being doubtful and suspicious is really unmanly action, and also it's unwomanly action in romantic relationships. So we learned that the greatest danger in love is not betrayal or suspicion. The greatest danger in love is believing that we are all knowing and we already know the truth. Thank you.